And we are officially live here on Monday night, September 29th. Your Geaux Team with our Monday night episode, Monday night Armchair QB Club. Too many words. I got to condense that a little bit. But we've got three members of the Geaux Team here tonight. Daniel, myself. We've got Chip's here tonight, and Mark coming in for a little Monday night action. Mark, is this your third Monday in a row?
I don't know. It's at least two in a row. It's three. Yeah, probably. I don't know.
I think it's three in a row.
I think because there's a holiday, then I was out of town for the last two weekends, so I take the days off when I'm out of town.
Yeah, you were staying at the Drake. The Drake Hotel in Chicago.
Yes, I was.
So where are we recording live from tonight, Mark?
Kanji Village in the Lower East Side, New York. They have it's a Cantonese restaurant in the Lower East Side. It's good Chinese food, but they do have a podcast studio, and I got it reserved for me tonight.
Okay, podcast studio in a Cantonese restaurant. Chip, when was the last time you had Cantonese food?
I don't think I've ever had Cantonese food.
Isn't that just Chinese?
Pretty much.
Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't even know what that was. It would sound like an idiot. I've had real Chinese food. I didn't like it. I like the American fake done-up Chinese food.
Guilty.
Yeah.
What is it? At Trey Yin in Mandeville, they had one dish that was
France.
They had one dish that was supposed to be like authentic Chinese food, but it was basically like stir fry in like, it wasn't a tortilla, but it was essentially a tortilla. And you wrap it up in that and eat that.
Mushu comes with tortilla.
Mushu, that's it. No, it's mushu pork. Or mushu, they probably had mushu chicken too.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. That's the answer.
Yeah. It's messy. At least the mushu I've had. It's pretty good. It's good. It's actually good, but it's messy, but it is good. Not date food. Not ideal for a date. Just for all you guys that want tips on dating from us, don't order mushu pork on a date or any mushu dish.
Well, the thing about mushu pork was it was almost like a crepe that it was in. It wasn't a tortilla. I don't know what it is.
Crepe.
You know what a crepe? Like
I know what it is.
Yes, he does.
Like a very small pancake or something. I don't know what it's called, but it was in that with some sauce.
They call it pancake on the menus, but it's, to me, it's like a tortilla.
I know exactly what you're talking about. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. That is like a massive, like, if you go to China, they sell them all over the place. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I remember, was it Frank? Wasn't that the guy who owns Train?
Yeah,
Frank, right?
I was friendly with Stanley Wong.
Dude, Stanley's great.
Yeah,
shout out Stanley if you're listening.
Yeah, we had a big Wong presence in our class. Both were really cool. France,
I remember, but I ordered mushu pork one time, and Frank came out and said this is the most authentic Chinese dish he had on his menu. So that stuck with me. He could be bullshitting me. I had no idea.
Yeah, will make you feel like you. Stanley Wong. Do you guys know what movie he has a speaking part in? What major motion picture? He has a cool.
Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Is he in that? I didn't know that.
No, I had no clue.
Man, no.
I mean, I know he was. Him and Francis both went to UNO for film school and stuff like that, and I don't know where they went after.
He had a great role. Stanley Wong had a great role in The Big Short with Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling,
yeah.
Strong.
Yeah, about the 2008 collapse or whatever.
Yeah, he had a great role in that. He has a speaking role. He's the quantitative. They say he doesn't speak English, and then he pulls them aside and he's like, "Yes, I do speak English, and I got second in the math contest in China."
How did I never notice that? I watched it on a plane once, and it was really good. I guess
that's Stanley.
Stanley.
I freaked out when I saw it in the movie theater. I remember I went to see it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I hung out with that guy some in high school, and there he was. So it was a pretty cool moment.
Big time. That's a big time. That's a blockbuster.
Yeah, huge movie. So
good for Stanley.
There you go. Yeah, good for him.
Good filmmaker. When we were little kids, it made some
shout out independent films.
Hilarious.
IFC. Yeah.
Shout out Independent Film Nation and all you creators out there. Keep creating.
That's what we're doing. Yep. This is an
independent
podcast. This is in the tradition of Stanley Wong. This podcast is brought to you by.
So what I wanted to do, I can't find it. Here we go. Speaking of independent podcasts, make sure you support independent podcasts, like and subscribe. So if you're watching us on X, also known as Twitter, make sure you subscribe to our page, follow our page at Pod. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and feel free to jump in the chat. If you comment tonight, we will read it, and we will get everybody's got feelings this week after last week's game. And so we'll make sure to read everybody's comments and get everybody's takes out there because everybody's heated. Wouldn't you agree? Mark, we haven't heard from you since we lost to Ole Miss 24-19. Are you heated? What's your disappointment level on a scale of 1 to 10? Or frustration?
7.
Do you feel that revisiting a topic from last week that I feel like we have to bring back up is Garrett Nussmeier's injury? Was it a smokescreen the whole time?
No. I mean, I think if they've been reporting on it since like before things started going sideways or there was rumors of it, I guess for me the timeline doesn't match up. So I think there's something to it, but now they might leverage it, especially the Nussmeier camp, as a reason.
Friend of the program, Lon Philip Sullivan, says that there's been discussion from he said, how did he word that, Chip? From multiple sources or multiple places about Nussmeier possibly having surgery.
I mean, I think that's been the rumor this week. I saw a couple people post, I hope the rumors aren't true what I'm hearing, and they never answered it. I think they're all independent podcasters. So I think they're trying to get you to go on their show and listen, but I do think that is the rumor. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. So he's the exact, or go ahead, Chip.
No, I think, I believe it.
So the exact quote was, or the exact tweet was, an update from LSU Odyssey, hearing talk from multiple areas regarding an aggravated injury and potential surgery for Garrett Nussmeier. LSU Odyssey reached out to Tigers for comment about the claims regarding Nussmeier's health, and I was told there was no truth to the rumors from an LSU official. But LSU hasn't been truthful in this whole thing, so who knows? Who knows?
No, I can come out and tell you now. No, I'm just checking. That's what Hanover said the other day. Did you know that, Mark? Charles Hanover came out. Look, I could say now. I guess I can say it now. I guess no one.
Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, it's an oblique injury, even though McElroy said it 3 weeks ago.
That's why I believe McElroy. Not that I'm a fan of McElroy, but I believe that he can. I believe that he is right when he talks about Nick Saban returning. I don't think he would have just made that up. Anyways.
Okay, since you threw that out there.
Everyone usually, everything he usually says is usually true, which means he does a good job. I like it.
McElroy, you're saying?
Yeah, he does a good job. He's one of the good. I'm not saying I like him as an announcer, but he is good at being he's come from a football player to now he's a Rhodes Scholar too, so that makes a lot of sense. But he is a good person in the media. Like, he does his job. He's good at it. He cares about it. He's not just a football player. No offense to any of them, but he's really good at his job.
Speaking of former football players, off the bench featuring Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn for the first time were critical of Brian Kelly. Somebody a program that we've accused of being sunshine pumpers and state media for LSU protecting the narrative. They were out there very critical this morning.
Very critical and critical.
Very critical.
Okay.
I don't think Matt has been state media, but I do think one of those guys has. One of those guys has said the defense looked amazing and the offense looked amazing in 2021 during fall practice. But it just can't happen. That's not you know what I'm saying? So
right.
It's just, yeah. Hester has always been a little state media. Sorry, not sorry.
So moral of the story is there's the natives are restless in Baton Rouge. And I think a lot of it has to do with the way the game went down. Not that you lost the game, but the way that you lost the game. Oh shit. I just knocked my table.
I mean, I had this game as a loss 6 weeks ago. But it is the way you got your ass kicked, which is not good whenever the team is not as good.
Statistically, I feel like the score should have been like more lopsided. Like we should have lost by more. Just like yardage.
Yeah, well, Lane Kiffin's not a good coach, so that's why. And I'm not even joking. That's why.
And that's why Ole Miss wasn't Kiffin's not that good of a coach, and Ole Miss really wasn't that good. Because if they were good, they would have won that game 50-13.
15 to 13. Yeah, they had 16 penalties.
40. Mark shaking his head. 40 to 13.
Yeah. 40 to 13.
Have you ever heard 16 penalties?
Yeah, that's really what held them up,
And they were all legit penalties. It wasn't like they were bullshit.
Yeah, they could have been called for more. They just literally started saying, "Hey, DBs, just tackle the wide receivers. They're not going to throw it on every play." And kudos to them for that.
Yeah.
Because like Daniel said, was not going to throw it every play.
Right now, let's go back through our round table answers. We'll just buzz through this real quick, especially the offensive questions. Mark, you weren't on Thursday's episode last week. Zombie Bob filled in your spot, so you'll get credit for Zombie Bob's answers to the questions.
Please do.
Kudos to Zombie. He did a lot of research ahead of that segment so that he could give good, educated answers.
Just like I would do.
So for the offensive player of the game, me and Chip predicted Garrett Nussmeier. Zombie Bob predicted Jack Pyburn.
Offensive player? Oh, yeah, that's right. He did. He threw a crazy little.
He said that Pyburn's going to get involved in the run game, and we're going to use him a lot in the fullback spot, and it's going to be instrumental.
We should have done that.
Yeah, sounds like something. Steve should probably coach. Is what it sounds like.
We got Line Up LeBlanc in the chat. Heyo. Who does Southeastern play this week? I don't even know. Line Up, hit us up with that. I don't know who they play. But yeah, that was Zombie Bob's prediction on offensive player of the game. Then we predicted Nussmeier's stat line. I had 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Chip had 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And Zombie Bob had 235, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's pretty close. Didn't he end up 1-1?
197 yards, I believe.
I knew it was right around 200. Steve was the closest. Ooh, big game this week for Southeastern. Southeastern and McNeese this week.
Oh, damn.
So line up LeBlanc. We have a very close friend of ours from high school that played at that played at McNeese. That does not like being Southeastern and McNeese being compared on the same level because we come from the age before Southeastern was really, when it was an up and coming program and when McNeese was a dominant program. So our friend does not like to swallow that it is a rivalry now, but it is a rivalry.
Well, I mean, I think SLU beat them in
Yeah, I think they beat him his senior year.
Right? 2005, I thought.
Does our friend watch the podcast?
No, every now and then. He'll watch like
really?
1 a week. He'll watch
1 a week. All right.
Not like in every. He's a very active fellow still at our age, and so he's constantly playing in different things every night.
Good.
Here we got another comment. King MJ205. It's clear to the whole world that Nuss is hurt. Only him and BK insulting everyone's intelligence by lying to us, hurting the team in the process. I 100% agree.
I can't disagree with that. You know, I mean, I wish I could.
I wish I could. Like, that's the thing that's the thing Zombie Bob's the most upset about is the way the injury has been handled. It has hurt the team. You know, why did you not sit him against Southeastern? Why did you not sit him against La Tech?
Well, he looked good against Southeastern. Like, what was there? Why would you sit someone that he didn't look like he needed to be sat?
King MJ205, Mark and Daniel, you guys need better backgrounds.
We have the best two backgrounds. God bless Chip and Anthony Bourdain. But I think
Chip's got a good background.
If I had to rank the backgrounds, you know, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm kind of limited with 2 kids asleep right now, so this is my only option.
And this is the Kanji Village's background. If you saw the front of the podcast, I'm at their studio. So, okay.
And then Line Up LeBlanc says Southeastern's 3-2, McNeese is 1-4. And McNeese, did you know this, Mark? I bet you didn't know this. I know Chip knows this. That McNeese brought back their old head coach, Matt Viator, to try to reignite the past.
To bring back the magic, I think was the title of the when they brought him back. That was the headline: "Bring back the magic."
I don't think that was the title, but the friend of ours,
bring back the whites. Was that what it was? That was the magic back year. Bring back the whites or something like that. The white jerseys.
So when
what was the
fun fact?
Yeah,
didn't bring back the white jerseys.
I know that sounds terrible nowadays, but that's what it said.
Times have changed.
But when Viator was
that glass eye back then, you know, but they were talking about the white jerseys. They used to wear white jerseys before the 80s.
So when Viator was at McNeese the first time, he did not accept transfers under any circumstances. And now he's back, but in the day and age of the transfer portal. So the friend of ours is very skeptical. Even though he played for this guy, and he's like, McNeese legend, will it work this time around?
What was his first year there? I know this isn't a McNeese podcast.
This is a McNeese podcast.
I asked Line Up LeBlanc this question. So.
Both podcasts. When was his first year at McNeese?
I mean, he was early 2000s.
Was he there with BJ? He's the one that recruited BJ?
I think there was a guy before him, and he took over like 02, 03.
Also, Line Up, the best McNeese player of all time is one of our friends too. Is one of my friends. I grew up with
BJ Sams.
Yeah, BJ Sams. So
BJ Sams is not the person we were referencing earlier.
Yes. We have another friend that was also an All-American.
That is the 23rd leading tackler in McNeese football history.
We have more connections with McNeese than we have more insight.
Anyway, back to LSU. Sorry.
Not true. We have connections.
So we also said, the question was, who will be the leading rusher for LSU against Ole Miss? Chip and I both predicted Juwan Johnson. This was before we knew if Durham was out or not. So me and Chip should get credit that we named the starter. But Steve, a.k.a. Zombie Bob.
A.k.a. me.
A.k.a. Mark by proxy vote here, is... Zombie Bob said Harlem Berry was going to rush for 115 yards and be the leading rusher. So he was right about the leading rusher part, but he was about 100 yards short. So
Harlem Shake Berry is what he prefers to go by.
How many carries did Harlem end up with?
7? Harlem Shake Berry had 7 for 31, I believe.
So King MJ205, never heard of the show, but y'all, a new sub. I like you guys. I can rant about the Ole Miss game all night. Throw us your comments, man. Just throw them in the chat. We'll read them all night. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. 7 for 22. 7 for 22 for Harlem Shakeberry. Sorry about that.
Yeah, 7.
You got to give him more than 7 carries. I mean, with the way, you got to give him more than fucking 7 carries. You should know that.
The crazy thing is, Zombie Bob predicted him to be the leading rusher with 115 yards, and he was 100 yards, 95 yards short of that prediction, but was still the leading rusher. That's how pathetic our running game is. Who was the leading receiver? I forgot to write this down. Who was the leading receiver?
The leading receiver was Xavier Thomas, 3 for 63.
Yeah, he was like 50. Yeah. You remember he had that big one?
Yeah, that's one
right.
I should. Yeah,
he was wide open. He could have walked in the end zone if it's thrown better. But our quarterbacks.
Chip and I had Aaron Anderson, Zombie Bob's proxy to Mark had Bauer Sharp. That's somebody else that we need to talk about tonight. Put that on the agenda.
Is this surgery rumor? Season ending. I would guess.
For who?
For Nuss.
No, it
depends on the surgery. Yeah.
There's no confirmation that he's actually going to have surgery. I mean, listen.
Can we? God,
do you want to talk about it right now, or do you want to go through the rest of these questions?
Let's go through the rest of the questions. Let's finish that. I'm sorry.
Let's go through the game flow. Go through the game flow first.
Yes. My bad, Mark.
Who will score the first touchdown? Nick Anderson. None of us had Nick Anderson. That should have been an interception by Sage Ryan.
In the history of LSU.
Sage Ryan had the ball thrown right to him, and somehow it resulted in a touchdown for us. That is the ultimate Sage Ryan play. And that was a great – hey, Joe Sloan does not get enough credit for telling Garrett Nussmeier to just throw the ball at Sage Ryan, and he's going to tip it up, and we're going to catch a touchdown. So that was Joe Sloan's call of the night. Was just throw it at Sage Ryan.
For Pro Football Focus. That's cover corner.
That was literally a god-awful throw. And Sage Ryan.
Just got to throw it up just maybe 2 inches, and Sage Ryan can't do anything with that guy.
Yeah. Like, all you had to do is just throw it 8 feet in the air, and Trey'Dez Green's going to go get it over Sage Ryan.
He threw it at the stomach.
Yeah, he threw it at Sage Ryan's stomach, who was
at Sage Ryan's stomach. Yeah, Anyways, next.
Defensive player of the game. Who was the defensive player of the game? Mark, do you have the stats?
I do have the stats.
Halsey.
Yeah, 13 tackles, 9 solo.
Yeah.
Delaney,
none of us had
tackles.
Halsey as the player of the game or the leading tackler.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think he's just been it so much that was probably assumed that it would probably be him. I went out. I went outside the box, and he actually, I think he actually had a good game. The guy I picked, but
who will lead the team in sacks? There were no sacks, so
that's been a kind of a common denominator with our team.
That's where I'm starting to get really frustrated with the defensive line. And I know Chip's trying to temper me on that one, but I'm starting to get frustrated. Who will lead the team in interceptions? All of us had Halsey. Halsey had that strip, though, man, and that was the biggest play.
Man. Nice. Those are the players I feel bad for, because that dude plays his ass off every play.
And will Ramos make a kick over 45 yards? The answer was yes. He did. What would be the headline of the Baton Rouge Advocate on Sunday? All of us said we were going to win, so none of us were close. Mark, by proxy, you had Zombie Bob said Weeks, who's your daddy?
Oh.
Was going to be because we won, so it was going to be a picture of Weeks, and the headline was going to be who's your daddy? I thought that was a good headline. I thought that was.
I regret that.
I mean, it would have been
that.
Yeah.
And the headline was "Oh Miss," so like offense miss.
Oh, that's their best one of the year.
Best one of the year, man. Best headline of the year.
Oh miss.
Year.
We got a few comments we got to get to here, and then we'll talk about Nussmeier first. First comment, line up LeBlanc. Look forward to hearing the rest of the show. Hope you guys are rested up and come back strong after the bye week. Thanks for continuously entertaining my Southeastern nonsense on your LSU show. It brings, it's relevant. I like it.
We all have ties there.
Well, we like Southeastern. Yeah, you've got I don't know who has the most hours from that school, but we all graduated from another. Yeah. I think I
had 3 semesters.
Yeah, it can't easily do this.
I think I take the cake on that. Chip, I think you had 2 semesters there. 1 or 2?
Probably. Yeah. I think I had a total of. I think I ended up with like 20 hours from there.
But I couldn't pass math at LSU, so so here we are. So thank you, SLU. I'm forever.
Hey, it definitely boosted my grade point average by 3 semesters.
I only got a B, so it brought.
No disrespect. Looking back, that's what got me through the finish line. Because once I got to LSU, that was my own fault. Nothing to do with, like.
Well, yeah, and that's really normally what happens to when you go to LSU from Southeast.
I got preoccupied with other things. Was my problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there's less things to occupy my mind at Southeastern.
And I have family in Laranger and Husser and Albany and Springfield, so it's all relevant to me.
So King MJ205 just seen Aaron Murray break down on Nuss. A lot of his fault mixed in with some receiver errors, and I say scrap the entire offensive staff. The thing about Nuss is, yes, he's inaccurate right now. Yes, he's making poor decisions, but it's true. Like, everybody around him has struggled too. The O-line's been trash. The running backs, like Caden Durham, hasn't been healthy, hasn't been at his best. We're playing a converted. I mean, what would you consider Juwan Johnson? A converted
high school quarterback,
safety / quarterback / former running back / quarterback again / running back.
So it's like Nuss is struggling. He's obviously hurt, but there's literally nothing else to rely on. It is all on his shoulders, and his shoulders are banged up, and the weight of the world is on this guy who's not 100%.
Are we done with game flow? Or are we getting into Nuss?
Let's get into Nuss.
Let's get into Nuss.
We're done with the game flow.
Yeah, and so next comment from King MJ205, only problem is Nuss isn't making the throws. So how many points or yards were left on the field? The thing is, I don't know how many points or yards were left on the field because there's nothing else. There's no other options. What other options do we have?
Van Buren.
That is the answer.
I think Van Buren would. I am not that guy that's like, oh, bring in the second string quarterback. Like I'm really not that guy. I just think he suits Brian Kelly's tastes better. Yeah. He was a relatively highly ranked recruit, and I'm not even saying he would do better than Nuss presently, because Nuss is a 5-year option. But I think given the way Nuss is playing, the metrics might like Van Buren. I'm trying to think of a way to put it. The metrics.
We haven't played Nuss in the right offense that fits him in 2 years. We still have a Jaden Daniels style offense. We said this on the last show though, and I know it's kind of been beaten by a dead horse. People said it last year. Now the problem is you have not only is Nuss in the wrong offense, he's now playing at probably a worse percentage than any of us even thought. So, because that throw that there's plenty of throws to talk about. Whoa, Nuss is hurt, but the one that he was off on against Aaron Anderson that got Aaron Anderson hurt, which sucks. That's a throw he makes. He even made it a couple weeks ago against Florida. And Aaron Anderson was open. That's a throw he made. I mean, I think I've seen him throw it 20 times. He's probably made it 18.
So you're saying, Chip, you feel he may be injured based on the quality of throws he's making or not making this year?
Well, that one I think I think he's just aggravated.
Yeah, I think it's changing every game. It's like the injury's different every game.
I'm not going to mention what your job is, but I'll say this. Whenever you're your shoulder's injured, right? And you push your hand up against the thing. You can go one way and it feels fine, but if you go the other way, you wince. And I think regardless of, I mean, you can't lift as much weight if you're injured. You just can't do it because you're wincing, you're in pain. I feel like he's uncomfortable and in pain. You could see it every time he gets hit. He can barely.
So you think there's a shoulder consideration?
Well, he had that. I do think it's possible that it's shoulder, but I believe his oblique he's straining in his oblique. Now I'm not by any means do I know much about. I mean, I know what I was taught in school about the human body, but my guess is that it's got to tie in a little. I mean, it ties into some sort of the throwing motion, I would assume, or maybe the follow through, to where he's not fully getting zip on the ball. And if Daniel is right, that his first interception, if that was to Thomas, he's 100% hurt. Now it was right to Barry Brown, so he might have made a bad read. But if it was to Thomas, was wide open, and also the first pass to Thomas that he short arm through. I mean, I'm glad he just got it there. You don't want to miss the throw, so I get kind of short arming it. But if he puts a little zip on it, Thomas probably waltzes in and scores. Instead, he has to make people miss, which he does a great job.
The Bauer Sharp drop on the first drive.
Yeah,
it was a terrible throw.
Yeah, and it wasn't like that last year. He was putting it on
people's face mask. And this year he's just not. But here's the weird thing about it is, so he played. Yeah, he struggled a little bit against Clemson, but then, supposedly according to Charles Hannegriff, it was he hurt the oblique in fall camp and re-aggravated it against Clemson. That's what Hannegriff is saying. I take Hannegriff's word as the godfather of LSU sports media. I take Hannegriff's word. So it was worse against La Tech. Then he seemed like he was still bad. So he was better against Clemson, worse against La Tech, a little bit better against Florida, much better, and now worse again. So did he re-aggravate it again and we don't know about it? That's my question, is because against Southeastern, I thought he did all right. Is that just South because it was Southeastern? No offense, line up LeBlanc. Or is it that he re-aggravated it again? I don't know. I can't figure this damn thing out.
Well, he's definitely more on the money when it came to Southeastern. I don't know. Nuss being injured and you having a really bad O-line, which I think has now become.
Oh, and that's got to be mentally fucking with him too.
Yeah,
I think the fact that your tackles are just, and that was the first game where Tyree Adams really got killed. Tyree Adams up until that point had been pretty solid.
Yeah, he has been pretty. He's been a bright spot. I don't notice. What's the kid from Northwestern? Is that Thomas?
Yeah, he had the false start, but other than that, he seemed to play all right. But
okay, yeah.
That's because they only had 3 down linemen. So your center and your 2 tackles are going to get all the action against a 3-man front. So you got to hide your guards.
Depressing to talk about. I mean, it's real depressing to talk about.
But that's got to affect Nussmeier. I mean, he's mentally. I mean, he can't sit in the pocket. He doesn't trust being able to sit in the pocket. He's getting flushed a lot. I mean, we're asking so much of him. To go back to the original point here, it makes so much fucking sense. I'm not saying just switch the quarterback out wholesale. Have something. It could be 2007 all over again, where Matt Flynn's your starter, and you bring in Ryan Perilou, and he's clearly your number 2 guy. There can be a pecking order, something to take pressure off of Nussmeier. But I guess that makes too much fucking sense.
I mean, in the 80s,
no-brainer.
LSU, actually not in just the 80s, the 70s, they would bring in another quarterback. Everybody talked about this 2-quarterback system as if it started in 2005. No, LSU is doing it from the dawn of time, supposedly. They would put in Mickey Guidry, and I forget the quarterback who played with in the 70s with Burt Jones. They would put in that guy for a drive in the first half and a drive in the second half, and it would spark them sometimes.
Mike Miley was one of the three.
Yeah,
I know that.
And listen,
it was three different guys every year for Burt Jones.
Yes, but yeah, that is awesome. I've actually heard of that guy. Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. Like the first drive of the second quarter, why not throw Van Buren? I mean, what's the worst? He's going to go 3 and out, like I said before.
We used to bring in Perlew mid-drive.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a full drive. It could be, you're in 2nd and 3. You're in a short yardage situation, and make the defense think about something else.
I wonder if they're protecting Nuss's confidence or draft status. Like, they want him. It doesn't look good when you could argue it does, like we never did. Like, for example, we don't have to bring anybody for Joe Burrow. We don't have to bring anybody for Peyton Manning. So it's. I think it's maybe there's that ego or protect the star players, draft status, or protect your star players, etc. I wonder if that's playing a role.
I mean, it might. I think that would be logical to think that, but I also just think that LSU football lacks any type of ingenuity. Is that the right word? Maybe not.
Creativity.
Creativity. They have no. It's black and white to them. There's no gray. Like, and I think that's all the way up to the athletic department. I've said that for.
That's for another episode.
Episode. I mean, that's what I like. They don't have the ability to think outside the box, and I think yes, Mark, that would be what a normal team probably. That's probably a very logical answer, and it might have something to do with it. But I also think Brian Kelly lacks the creativity, nor will he ever. He won't change. I think. Listen, the OC. He's not great, right? But I mean, or hasn't
apparently not this.
I think it's layered. And I think Daniel has said that. And I think the problem goes to the top. I mean, it goes to the top, and on every level.
It's a shit sandwich. So like the main ingredient is turkey. That's Brian Kelly. It's shit turkey, and then the cheese is Swiss cheese. That's Joe Sloan. But actually, I think it might be Brad Davis before. But then. Or let's say the mayo is Joe Sloan, that the Swiss cheese, it's taken a lot of elements to make this the shit sandwich that it is.
This isn't the Cajun turkey po' boy from Amar. This is not that.
No.
I would take one of those. That bread.
2019 is the Cajun turkey po' boy from Amar.
King MJ, why can't I see the other chatters? Because Lion Up LeBlanc is on X commenting, and you're on YouTube. Mark's on YouTube. So Mark, feel free to light up the chat.
Sure.
Keep us busy. Mark keeps us busy on the chat sometimes too. And we don't see Gabe tonight. Normally Gabe's in here too.
Gabe Northern is actually.
We're trying to build up the fan base. So if you want to like and subscribe, if you haven't already,
be great.
Please do so. And send us a super chat. No, I'm just kidding. I just always hear that on every podcast.
It's my bit. That's my bit.
Yeah, that's Mark's bit.
I stole Mark's bit.
The super chats go toward Brian Kelly's buyout. Too soon?
His body language was crap during the Paul Feinbaum interview. His arms are crossed.
Yes, I noticed that.
And then, it just looked like he had a serious conversation with Scott Woodward or a donor.
Yeah.
And his arms were crossed, and I'll also say this.
He had his new in.
No, he looked rattled, like no bullshit.
Yeah. He looked like he'd seen a ghost. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like that when people say, like, if you look shaken, and they go, "Oh, you look like you've seen a ghost." It looked like he's seen a ghost a little bit. I don't know. I get the feeling he takes. This is old news, but the whole "you're spoiled" comment, and just in general, the way he's talked about being the coach at LSU, like I feel like he takes LSU fans and the people Louisiana people in general, like for granted, or just like he doesn't really respect us. I just get that. I get that feeling.
It's kind of I guess he's a Boston guy, right? So Northeastern.
He's an elitist.
That.
We're better than you, and we know it.
He just kind of thinks we're all like a bunch of rubes or just like I don't know,
ditch diggers.
Like, yeah, and
And by the way, I think Nick Saban also thought that, just FYI. But Nick Saban's from West Virginia, a little different.
But Nick also appreciated the passion, where Brian Kelly's talking down to the passion, saying you're spoiled. That's where I agree with you, Chip, but that's where I separate it.
Yeah, I just say the ditch digger comment just because, I mean, he was on tape.
That's why I said that. Yeah.
Saban with the ditch diggers?
Yeah, Saban was the ditch digger comment.
Yeah, and he called them coon asses.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't care. That's not to me. That doesn't. I wouldn't bother me. I think everybody respects our heritage here in Louisiana. But yes, there's a lot of really good people, smart people that come from the state. We're not all ditch diggers.
I guess,
need those people, by the way.
I guess I let it slide because he's a hillbilly. I guess I felt like it's just he's the like mid-Atlantic version of a coon ass because he's like a hillbilly. So I kind of let it slide from him, but and he wins. I guess I'm not as I wouldn't be as comfortable with Brian Kelly calling us coon asses. Yeah,
you're right. Brian Kelly's dad was in politics, so I'm just gonna go. He was in politics, and
is that true? I didn't know that.
Nick Saban's dad
ran a gas station. So that's fine.
That Nick worked at his whole life.
Right.
I mean, yes, there's a lot to do with that, and you're right. Even though I didn't know that then, because I fucking hated Nick Saban then after he went to Alabama. I didn't hate him going to Miami. I hated him when he went to Alabama.
I rooted for him when they came and played the Saints in Tiger Stadium. I was rooting for the Dolphins.
I wasn't rooting for the Dolphins, but I also was like, "That's awesome. It's great to see Saban back. I wish he was still here." I think we beat Ole Miss that night, 55-0.
But check. But but Brian Kelly just kind of coming to me in summary and summation, a cumulative and out of effect. I feel like he kind of thinks he's better than your average like Louisiana guy, and I think it just vaguely shows through, and I don't know what it is, but he does.
Yeah, and I think we as deep Southerners in South Louisiana think all Yankees think that. I don't know if that's true. So maybe we're just saying that. Maybe it's just
there is a portion. There is a portion that think that
for sure. There's
a portion of everybody and everything.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying maybe we think that because we think that, but hey, stereotypes are there for a reason sometimes.
I'm trying to think of like a football coaches in the SEC that would have been from the Northeast or wherever.
Kalen DeBoer.
Isn't he from like the Northwest?
Oh yeah, you're right. I knew he's from up north.
Yeah, he's worse.
Listen, where Les Miles was from Ohio, right?
Yeah.
And he fit in down here. So it doesn't, but I know what you're saying. Brian Kelly in every press conference talks down to the fan base. Whether you agree with his message or not, the way he presents himself is, I am superior. I know more than you. This is why we do it this way. Trust me, I'm the winningest coach of all time. I got this. That's the vibe he puts off. That's not necessarily what he's saying, but that's the vibe. And so I do think he comes off as an elitist. And if he doesn't turn this around this year, he's going to hear from this fan base because of that style that he has.
It'll be a lot worse next year if it doesn't turn around. And I don't think he'll be fired this year by any means. And I don't think he's on the hot seat. I think he can be on the hot seat. And I think he should be on the hot seat.
Well, define the hot seat. The hot seat's always an interesting thing to me because is he on Is the fan base hot? Yes. Will he be fired? No. But if it were up to the fan base, would he be fired?
I'm glad it's not up to the fan base because we're
Yeah.
fucking crazy. But
yeah,
I mean, if he doesn't make the playoffs this year, should he be fired? Yes. But will he? No.
I get why you would come from even a school like Notre Dame and be like, man, these people are fucking psychopaths. Like, I get when it comes to football. I get that. But you should have known that before you came here, buddy. I know he talked to Nick Saban before he came here, and I don't know how. I know Nick Saban told him that. You're coming to a different – but it was a different time of football then. I think you probably could have got away – Kelly could have got away with this before NIL and all that stuff, and we probably would have been fine.
Well, I think when you give somebody $100 million, they're not as motivated.
I mean, there's definitely
and it's guaranteed. You know, there's literally there's no motivation.
You want to fire me and pay me $60 million? Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, like there's no world in which he's a loser, no matter what.
The gymnast coach's daughter, the ex-gymnast coach's daughter, will have a fun life. I'm just kidding. Too soon?
Allegedly.
That Brian Kelly and
we got this. Where's that legal disclaimer we have to read?
Yeah.
Oh, where's Zombie Bob? Okay, we'll talk about it after the podcast.
But here's
the
thing.
rumors of that. Well, he did file for separation from his wife, but they rescinded that. Yeah, they rescinded that
within a few hours.
Within hours of the story breaking, they had filed 2 weeks prior.
Gotcha.
And then
the story broke.
They had already reconciled.
Well, listen, I know his wife is not happy here. That is not just a rumor. It's said by many people that she hates it here. And it's partly because she's a fucking northeastern fuck. And I'm sorry.
Man, Chip's the one turning into
I'm pissed off. You don't fucking lose to fucking Ole Miss in the way you lost to. I'm fucking pissed off.
You were a Brian Kelly frontliner. You were defending him.
I defend him in the fact that I think some of his shit is unwarranted to call him a murderer. I mean, that's fucking unwarranted. But I'm not going to defend him for fucking losing the Ole Miss at LSU the way he lost it. That was fucking embarrassing. No, Ole Miss is not good. And we'll see that. And I'm not trying to be a person that's just like, oh, they're not good. You know, I'm all – they're not good. You fucking suck, Ole Miss. Your fans suck. You're not good at anything. You wear your fucking polos too baggy. You look like a fucking faggot, okay? And I don't mean gay people. I mean the dude who drives a fucking big truck with big tires that acts like he has a huge cock but really has a tiny fucking baby penis. Fuck Ole Miss. Fuck Brian Kelly for fucking embarrassing us like that. That's fucking 2 times in 3 years. That you fucking embarrassed us. You let these little twats run on the field with their fucking Beatles haircut. The 1960s has been done for fucking years. And fucking, why are we still looking like fucking, what's the Usher singer? What's the little famous singer that Usher found, the little white singer?
Justin Bieber?
Yeah, Justin Bieber. Stop fucking wearing your hair like that. You look like a fucking loser. You fucking stupid fucking white trash pieces of shit. I fucking hate Ole Miss, and I could care less if the fucking Taliban came and fucking walked in that school and blew the fuck up. I don't care. Fuck you. I hate you.
I'm clipping this and putting this on
your fucking
Twitter.
State. I fucking hate your fucking stupid fucking state.
I do fucking hate Ole Miss, and the fact that we lost to them.
Fuck all your fans. Fuck all your fucking news people. You fucking Ole Miss locked on. You look like you have fucking heart disease. You fucking old fuck. No, I'm pissed off. You don't fucking lose to fucking Ole Miss like that.
You got your ass kicked by Ole Miss.
63, 0 SEC titles. 0. But you wave a fucking Western Division championship that, another team in your side back then, which was the West, won a national championship and beat you on your own field. Oh, and by the way, that year you also lost to fucking Memphis and Texas Tech. Go fuck yourself. You stupid fucking KKK loving fucks. Oh, by the way, the South fucking lost, you fucking retards. I hope they lose that again. Root for Texas A&M over them.
Lion Out LeBlanc says, to be completely fair, this is a valid crash out when their
Yeah,
Twitter
that's
fans were
fucking.
making fun of
That was terrible. Yeah.
Lacey's
You want me to
death
talk?
all
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad.
Okay. Yeah, it was fucking terrible. You don't see me talk about the guy who started this, who played for the Baltimore Ravens and fucking killed his fucking wife and then committed suicide. I don't remember his fucking name because he was irrelevant. But you don't see us fucking doing that. But you know what I'm going to comment on? Fuck that dude. You're not a fucking shark. What is your fucking name? You're a fucking rebel. You're a rebel from the Confederate Army. That's your fucking name. You're not a fucking black bear. You're not a shark. You're a Confederate soldier.
Do they still play Dixie?
I don't know.
They
do. They play it outside the stadium. They don't play it inside. The stadium.
They all probably.
But they still play it.
Yeah, fuck you.
and their fans challenge.
You fucking idiot! Hadn't won an SEC title since you had that race war. You fucking losers.
They have not won a title. So a friend of ours went to the game, and you know how they call the Walk of Champions?
Yeah,
that area. They said it was a group of 5 LSU guys. They were walking down the Walk of Champions, and all these frat boys are talking shit to them, and their response was, where's all the trophies? If this is the Walk of Champions, where's all the trophies? And that, needless to say, that caused some issues with the Ole Miss frat boys. But they have not won a trophy since segregation.
The only cool miss from Ole Miss ever, obviously, well, there's 2, was the guy from Shawshank. The black dude, love that guy.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman's great. That's the one thing you've done good. But also, what was the white basketball player that used to hit threes?
Marshall Henderson.
Love Marshall Henderson. I love that guy. So, but other than that, fuck Ole Miss. I hope you die.
So we kind of covered LSU's run game. Do we want to dive in deeper on that?
No, it sucks. It's pitiful. It's terrible. You have a recruiter as a fucking O-line coach. I liked him, and I want him to be good. He's a cool dude, and he's from Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
He successful, but he hasn't been. Time to move on.
I would have made the change yesterday. I really firmly believe, and
your
I'm not
fucking O-linemen look like they're taking a shit in their stands on a porta potty.
It was an issue last year.
They look like they're standing on a porta potty, not sitting down. Do you know what people do that? I went in Afghanistan. There's a sign that says "Do not stand on the fucking porta potties" when you go in there. That and LSU O-linemen need that fucking sign.
The fundamentals are horrible. And there's no toughness whatsoever. And like I said, it starts with the head coach, but if the head coach is busy playing golf every day, then the O-line coach needs to be exceptional to overcome that. And I think the only chance you have of turning it around, because the problem from like a player or a coaching player standpoint, either or, is like you can't just come in tomorrow and when you go to practice, Brian Kelly and Brad Davis can't just start yelling at these guys all of a sudden because the players won't respect it. Because it's obvious they haven't done their job as coaches. So what are you going to do? Just go to practice every day and scream at the kids from now on? Like that's not.
Brad Davis is a big screamer, is my understanding. He gets in there, he's a tough love type, if saying it politely.
It's not translating to the field then.
Well, I would agree with that.
So I think you need a change there. You have Alex Adkins on staff. Obviously, this hasn't happened, so it's probably not going to happen. I mean, fuck, Brian Kelly wouldn't fire Matt House until after the bowl game, so why would he fire the O-line coach right?
He had no clue.
He had no
about Matt House.
Well, so going back to the Feinbaum interview, Chip, I don't know if you saw this. He said that, he's like, I didn't really know the details of the game or that not the details of the game. How did he word it, Mark?
I didn't watch it. I refuse to watch football this week because I'm so pissed.
I thought what I remember was he said we need to be more detailed in our plans. Like he was saying the plan to attack Ole Miss wasn't very detailed.
And he acknowledged he didn't know about it.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I don't remember that note.
Okay, maybe I misinterpreted it.
I don't know.
Because it was worded weird. Agreed?
Because he was talking off his back foot because he's, his arms are crossed the whole time. And
he acknowledged that the plan
wasn't.
Yeah, he acknowledged the plan wasn't detailed enough, and it falls
good.
on. It falls on him. So, like Chip said, I think that kind of equates to like Matt House situation. He had no idea that Matt House was terrible. He was fully prepared to keep Matt House for another year.
Yes, thank God for Baton Rouge.
Jacques Doucet.
Matt House fired.
Thank fucking God. Nah, he is upset about that. But thank you, Jock, for doing that. You are fucking fantastic at your job, and I would call you out if you weren't. And you are amazing at your job, and that's what you bet. I'm so glad.
Journalist. Yeah,
you're a wonderful journalist, and
he said when he posted that video, he had no idea it was going to go viral.
Yeah, I don't think Matt House is a bad guy, and I don't think he thinks that. I think he just didn't know how to relate to players, obviously. I mean,
but that's the common disconnect in the program.
Wave racer. I feel like he's like goes to beaches and like, what are these things called? Wave racers? Like, I mean, what fucking kid wants to play for that in Louisiana?
It's a common thing that coaches hear there's a disconnect under Brian Kelly. Whether it's Matt House, whether it's Brad Davis, he can yell all day long, but his guys don't know how to get in the stance. They don't know how to drive their feet.
The things we were upset about at Ogeron about are the complete opposite of what we're upset about. And it makes you miss Ed Ogeron. I now understand why fans would want him back. Because I guarantee you they'd run through a fucking brick wall for that motherfucker. And
hey, Ed Ogeron follows us on Twitter, so shout out Ed, big fan.
I'm a fan of Ed Ogeron. He gave me the team I always wanted.
Hope Parker and Cody are doing great. Parker was one of my favorite kids ever.
Yeah, phenomenal athletes. And what about Spot too? Spot, another fucking.
When we interviewed Braden Fajoka talked about Spots.
Yeah, that guy fucking rocks. And I hate that what happened.
He's at Tulane. The other two are at Miami.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking sick. I'm actually jealous of that. I wish they were at LSU just because, but whatever.
They were all at LSU, but then we fired them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying Ed should be the head coach again, but I certainly would be a better product than this.
Well, I haven't heard him say it this year, but I've heard Brian Kelly say this last year that he feels, and I'm paraphrasing, he feels at this level, it's not his job to motivate players, that players should be able to motivate themselves at this level. I think that worked at Notre Dame.
Might have been true at Miami. And it might have been true at Miami in 1995 when they had fucking Ray Lewis walking around. He didn't need motivation. That motherfucker.
Well, no, I'm talking about Brian Kelly.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is just people in general in this days. You literally have an Ole Miss running back who played for LSU that decided he had a I guess he didn't have his emotional support teddy bear with him that day, 2023 against Florida State. So he decided not to play. He fucking ended up scoring a touchdown against us. Fuck that guy, by the way. What a pussy. And also
2
Ryan
carries,
Williams,
8 yards.
Yeah, fucking another bitch. And I know he plays for Alabama, but you have a fucking teddy bear that you're holding before you go to a game, an emotional support teddy. Anyways,
and these players are paid now.
Well, that has something to do with it, but fucking, it's just, I'm sure Ray Lewis was paid. But that dude didn't need motivation. Did not Laron? What was he just recently retired in the NFL?
Edward Reed?
Lutcher went to Lutcher.
Oh, DeJuan Landry?
No, the wide receiver.
Jarvis Landry.
Yeah,
Jarvis Landry need fucking no. That dude was motivated.
I love Jarvis Landry.
He would take your fucking head off. And there's not many people that do that anymore, besides the Weeks brothers. But they push quarterbacks after they throw the ball.
If I could only pick 2 LSU receivers all time, and I had one game, like I'm coaching, I'm picking Jarvis Landry and Michael Clayton.
Yeah, both would take your head off.
Exactly. That's why.
Dwayne Bowe would take your head off too. Ask Deckis.
That's no disrespect to a lot of LSU wide receivers. That's just how highly I think of those 2.
Yeah.
Because if I needed to put them on the kickoff team, they'd bust their ass on the kickoff team and bust somebody's up. But meanwhile, we've got Brian Kelly's kid on the kickoff team now. So.
And I don't. That's not. It's like saying your issue is with Dylan Carpenter. It is the lowest issue of the phone poll.
That's kind of a joke, but kind of serious. That wasn't full.
Yeah, dude, it's a terrible time to be an LSU fan on Monday after an Ole Miss loss to those fucking losers.
All right, so Mark, on the post-game show, I asked Chip, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your confidence, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, that Brian Kelly can get this turned around and get us to 10-2? Because before the season, I thought 9-3, we still had a chance at the playoffs. The way this is unfolded with Clemson being terrible and Florida being terrible, our strength of schedule is going to drastically decrease. So I don't think 9-3 is a playoff scenario. So what do you think the chances of us making the playoffs is?
I'll go 6 out of 10.
So somewhat confident.
I respect. That makes me feel a little better if Mark's saying that. That does actually makes me feel better.
The best part is, for those of y'all listening, come the South Carolina game, Chip will have restored his Paz Tiger side and will be ready to roll in all in.
Let's see.
That's called fandom. We all do that. Like I talked myself into.
Am I being a little ridiculous?
We couldn't run the ball.
Am I being a little ridiculous about Ole Miss people? Absolutely. Am I pissed off? Yes. Do I have friends that went to Ole Miss? Sure. But I fucking hate them today. But yes, I am being a little ridiculous. And yeah, half my family are Ole Miss fans. And do I hate them today? Absolutely. And half of them are dead too. And yes, I hate them right now. And I'm not going to keep going. Actually, you know what? I want to say one thing. Half of them, do you want to know my fucking family, who are massive Ole Miss fans, by the way, Ole Miss season ticket holder, all that, my mom's side of the family, they still call black people colored 2003. So we couldn't take them anywhere, even though they're rich. And yeah, but anyways, screw them.
Hey, we go back to Ole Miss again next year.
Yep.
And
it's a scheduling quirk.
But you know what, though? He's not a good coach. There's a reason why no one has hired him.
Well, I thought there was an interesting comment by it was McElroy doing the game, right? Who was doing the game? McElroy. He said that in the interview he had with Blake Baker talked about that, they go fast, but when they slow down, what they're doing is they're just trying to steal your signals. Like that's Lane Kiffin. He's just trying to steal your signals. So that's probably a lot of what his offense is predicated around is just stealing your signals.
Yeah, but you know what though? When you get your ass beat by the devil, that's just what happens. And then he talks shit because he's a fucking awful human being. That's why his wife divorced him. I'm sure he'll get divorced again. He's an embarrassment. Saban left him at the fucking locker rooms in 2016, rightfully so, because he's a fucking loser. And he's not a good coach. He's not a good coach. Auburn didn't want him, and they hired another loser. So instead, he's a massive loser, who also coached at that stupid school. But yeah. Fucking hate
I want to take a different subject here. Nobody's really talking about this because it's kind of been lost in how bad the offense's performance is. I want to talk about a defensive player that has absolutely disappeared this year. Do y'all know who I'm going to say?
I don't agree with that.
No,
Harold Perkins.
Don't say it.
Chip didn't think I was going to say Harold Perkins.
I knew that's where you were. I knew
you were going to say Harold Perkins. I don't think he's been disappeared.
once you brought it up,
he might not have had a good game last game, but he was okay. He wasn't very good in coverage. I'll give him that. But that's not always his fault. Your defense should be getting a rush. You got to get a fucking pass rush against on fucking 3rd and 20. You can't let him throw in the middle of the field to Caden Lee, some skinny twit with a fucking.
So my take for the last 2 years has been not to play him at the star position because he's not a DB. And so I think you're seeing the byproduct of that. I think you're seeing a guy who's playing out of position, and he's not an elite player because you have Danny McCray circa 2008. You have a guy that's out of position that's shouldn't be playing a position in today's college football. That's my take. So I just wanted to revisit that.
Middle linebacker?
Is he better? Would he be better than West Weeks? Probably. West Weeks isn't exactly lighting it up.
I mean, he had 27 tackles in like 2 games.
Yeah, against Southeastern and La Tech.
And Clemson.
But in the other games.
And Florida, he did pretty well. I mean, you play the games you play. He's done pretty well in all the games, besides making a boneheaded play and pushing. I don't know what his stats were this week. I haven't looked at it because I was
4 tackles, 3 solo.
How many did Keys have?
3 tackles.
Keys was the lowest rated player according to Pro Football Focus. So I don't care.
Yeah, but dude, Pro Football Focus literally has Ryan fucking. Oh my! By his name.
No, we've talked about
Ryan as the 90% at coverage. Like that dude sucked and still sucks. And I don't hate Sage Ryan, by the way. I think he just wasn't an LSU player, nor is he an Ole Miss player.
Sage Ryan wanted to work out at LSU. He just didn't.
Yeah, I can't hate on a kid for that. And I don't. If Harold Perkins is I don't think he's been non-existent. I think he's been. I see him all the time. He seems.
Mark, what was your take on Saturday with Harold Perkins specifically?
Saturday,
do you feel like he made an impact on the game?
You feel like he made an impact on the game?
I'm asking you. Do you?
No,
feel
I
he
don't.
Had an impact?
I don't. And y'all thought I was being sarcastic week 1 when I said he looks a little slow against Clemson. Y'all thought
that's why I'm bringing it up. I'm eating crow here.
Well, I didn't think he looked slow against Clemson, but he might have if I go back and rewatch it. But I mean, he did come off an ACL injury. Another kid that you can't have anything but respect for.
Yes,
he wasn't good against Ole Miss. I'll give you that, but I still think there's a spot for him as a starter. I mean, who are you going to start there? You think 2 would be better?
I don't think he needs to play 90 snaps there, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean,
he doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Where everybody else
what was his Pro Football Focus grade?
Do you have that, Mark? I can pull it up if you.
No, I don't have it.
We don't need it.
I had it pulled up the other day. It was one of the bottom ones on the defense, but it wasn't the worst.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe he's a one-trick pony, like you said. Maybe he's a guy who, as a freshman, you could rush because no one knew who he was. And
I also think we didn't utilize.
I mean, he was pretty good.
Yeah. Why did we not use? Oh wait, hold on, Chip. Hold on. Why did we not use him as a spot?
That would have been. You thought that? I thought that's what they would have done with this cat against.
He graded out at a 59.7 in coverage. He was a 53.6. Tackling, he was a 70.4. Against the run, he was a 70.7. Second highest player against the run behind Halsey.
Yeah, but when it comes to coverage, it's not good.
He looked slow this year. Brian Kelly talked about in his post game that one of the third downs they completed was just a simple dig route when they were in cover. I think he said cover 2 that they were in, but that was Harold Perkins that missed that because he's just not as athletic as he maybe used to be. And you're playing a guy.
I expect that and agree with that.
On 3rd and 12, I don't necessarily want him on the field in that position.
Yeah, maybe put him down there in the stance because you don't have 19 anymore, so maybe rush it.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have the ability to make that. Now, again, I'm saying that I said I loved Blake Baker a week ago. My beef isn't with the defense. I mean, it didn't do great last week, but your offense gave them no help. Correct?
Your offense gave them no help, but the defense didn't help itself either.
Yeah. No, I mean, 8 of 16 on third downs. You give up 484 yards. I mean, that's
You gave them their first touchdown because they were pinned deep. And West Week shoved the guy. If you don't do that, they punt the ball, and that whole drive doesn't happen. And then because they scored on that drive, and
that
they
was
scored
that was
on the next drive.
that was in the second quarter. We gave up a third and like 10 when we were pinned deep the first. They were pinned deep a couple times. The punter did his job.
But the time where we got the personal foul, they ended up scoring on that drive.
Yes.
Yeah,
they did.
They scored on that drive. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, yeah, for sure. I was talking about the first touchdown where they had them pinned deep at 3rd and 8, and I think that was where they did. I think that's the one where Kelly's talking about, where they did a simple cover 2 and they did a dig route.
But if you don't get that personal foul, they don't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then they don't go on that long drive. They had a long drive. It
was huge. It was huge. It was huge. I think it was a soft call, but there was no reason to do it.
There was no reason to do it.
Yeah.
So I do think the defense is getting it. I mean, listen, the offense, that was one of the worst offensive performances I've ever seen at LSU. Worst. Is that the worst one we've seen since 1912?
Can't be. I mean, we scored 19 points.
Oh, you know what? I think the worst one ever, 2014 Arkansas.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Anthony Jennings. We had some bad ones with Anthony Jennings.
Go look at those stats. That might have been on par with – I forgot how many yards we had in that Natty game, but it was pathetic.
Yeah, we didn't score any. It was 17-0. We passed for 87 yards and ran for 36 yards.
Jesus.
That's
worse. But the players had hot chocolate on the side. I remember that. And soup. I remember that being like, I guess that's normal nowadays.
That was 14 at Arkansas.
I think Brian Kelly also had clam chowder on the side for Arkansas in 2022.
What did we? Why do I not remember that game?
Meanwhile, let me tell you, and Nick Saban in 2000 made them this fucking like 15 degrees and rainy, and he made them take off their jackets because they weren't playing hard. But in 2014, Les Miles was giving them bone broth and hot bone broth. And,
hot bone broth.
I think Kelly did in 2022.
We did on Twitter. I said that we were going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly about the Ole Miss game. And Zombie Bob replied to me and said, there is no good to talk about from this game. And I replied to him. I said, there's one good thing that we could talk about.
Ramos?
No close, though.
Punter?
We have a great punter. When all else fails, our punter's fantastic.
He's good.
Yeah.
He had 5 kicks, averaged 47, long of 53, and pinned 1 inside the 20.
Yeah, it sucks that he's not on a better team. I don't know.
Our punter's a weapon, man.
Yeah, your punter is a weapon. Your kicker can't kick a 50-yard field goal to the end zone, but your punter is a weapon. Now he was nails. If he's inside 48, he's fucking fantastic though.
I didn't think Ramos was going to make any of those kicks that he made.
Yeah, by the way, I know someone, I'll say it, Camp's brother-in-law, who I haven't spoken to in years, said that he asked me, is Chip still mad at Ramos? No, I was never mad. I never fucking thought Ramos was awful. I just have no faith in him. I mean,
Chip doesn't like that he's a weak-legged kicker. And so therefore, because he's weak, Chip just doesn't have trust in him. And so I get that.
In this day and age, people knock down 60-yard field goals, and we have a guy that can't kick it to the end zone at 50. All right,
he has beta energy. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
I mean, he's accurate. He's like a golfer who can only drive the ball 250 yards. You don't want that guy teeing off for you in the Ryder Cup. I'm sorry. I get where Chip's coming from.
So my thing is,
yeah, he's got great iron play. He can putt
you have
well,
a kicker that can kick an 80-yard field goal. Literally, I've heard this. Not that that's true, but I'm guessing he can boot a 60-yarder, as he looks like he has his legs are TPX full barrel baseball bats or Easton baseball bats from 1996. We have a guy that can kick that. So if the kick is more than 48 yards, why not kick him? That's all.
Line up LeBlanc says, I see a lot of people are mad that BK didn't have a presser today. It is completely normal for not to do a presser on the bye week. And fun fact, Charles, I was listening to Hanny and Ott today, and Hanny says every year he has to explain this, that they don't do a press conference on the bye week, but LSU fans always get mad when we lose in the bye week.
How many bye weeks has he lost? I mean, he lost last year's against A&M. I don't think he lost in 23. And I don't think he lost the bye week in 2022 because I think that was Ole Miss week after we beat Ole Miss.
Didn't Les lose a couple, or somebody lost one going into Alabama? I remember one of the Alabama games we were coming off of a loss.
I feel like they should do the Monday presser, but not the Thursday presser.
I agree. I think they should still do a presser. I mean, like you do whatever week. This is what we're doing in the bye week. I know you're not. I mean, just have a little coach day. But after this magnitude of a loss, though, you should have a lot of explaining to do. And I think it would behoove you to get your ass in front of the microphone if you like your job. But
I
don't think he wants to be out there in front of.
He did not want to be in front of Paul Feinbaum. That was obvious.
That
was as uncomfortable.
You make $10 million a year, and you have a north of $60 million buyout for a reason. So get your ass in front of him.
He needed to get to.
I thought it was pickleball, not golf. No, I'm just joking. Anyways,
I thought it was Dee Bro's daughter. I thought that's what you said earlier.
Dee Bro?
I heard they're pickleball. They play pickleball together. Literally.
What?
And maybe he's playing at Gordon's new pickleball place.
I don't think Gordon wants
court to table. Maybe that's why he's pissed, because Gordon told him off at his pickleball game before he went on Paul Feinbaum. We figured it out. We broke the code, guys. We broke the code. Shout out court to table.
If what people are saying is right, which we've heard the golf thing for years now, correct? For a couple years, we've heard the golf thing.
That's been since his first year,
right? If the golf thing is true, the only thing that'll make you fire this guy is money. So don't spend money. Don't go to the games. Don't give any money to LSU if you don't want this guy as your coach. That is the only money talks. That is the only thing. Stop spending money. And it sucks. And I don't want it to happen, but it's reality, correct? Like, that's the only way you're going to get rid of this guy.
Coaches need hobbies that aren't so like visible. Like if he, what is that, like that game where you like paint the little warriors or whatever? Like he could do that in his office. He could have like a drawer and like paint the little warriors and their swords and the horses. And if someone walks in, he could just like shut the drawer and like pull up something on his computer or something like that. Like I feel like golf is too public, you know? I'm not saying you can't have hobbies, but you know, if we
I would play golf too if I was a coach. I don't know if I'd played as much as I've heard him and the coach at Auburn.
Here's my take on it. They have how much support staff now?
A lot.
Like 100 support staff. Does he really need to work 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day?
Apparently, because it's whatever he's doing is not working or not.
That's the thing. If you win, you can get away with it.
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
You lose, because Steve Spurrier used to
notorious golfer.
He would take. He was out of as soon as practice was over, he made his entire coaching staff leave. And there's a famous story about Steve Spurrier. Bob Stoops is his DC. They have a bye week before they play Tennessee, and he says, "All right, guys, we're going to Destin." And he paid for a house for the entire coaching staff the weekend that before they play Tennessee. And Bob Stoops tells the story that they're literally floating in the Gulf of Mexico. And Spurrier looks over at Stoops and goes, "Hey, what do you think Philip Fulmer's doing right now?" And they just both cracked up laughing because they knew that Philip Fulmer was likely in the office. But guess who won that game? Florida. So they could get away with it because if you're good, you can get away with it.
Yeah, it's just you could tell off a you could tell you're spoiled whenever you're winning when you've won your two national championships, 3 national championships deep, or you've played for 6 of them and won 3. You can do that. To Nick Saban and what's her name? You could tell her to quit asking questions if you're
Maria Taylor.
Yeah, you could tell her, so quit asking and get away with it. And no one's going to fucking say anything after 24 hours if you win national championships. But instead, we have a coach that everyone hates and has a cartoon already come up on Barstool Sport. Not on Barstool, but what was the other? What's the old one?
Bleacher Report had a
no one really. Yeah, you have
geared
a meme
up, ready to go.
Yeah, because they hate you. It's no different than all the negativity surrounded Will Wade.
Why does everybody hate Brian Kelly?
I hated him when he was at Notre Dame.
Because because he says it's
because he's an elitist prick.
Yeah, because he comes off as a prick, and some kid died on his, and I don't think it was his fault. I think many coaches told guys to go up there in the wind. It's a different time. I don't think he murdered. It's like saying your parents murdered you for going to get fucking milk and you fucking slide off the road and die in a car accident. They didn't murder you. But I don't think Brian Kelly's,
I'm not going into that subject. I'm not touching that one tonight. It's fired up. I'm not touching it. I don't fully agree with that, but I'm not touching it.
We need the disclaimer.
Okay, he's not a murderer. Like, that's just stupid to say, and it's
nobody's accusing him of being a murderer.
No one's accused.
He didn't kill him.
Is he complicit? Is the question.
I don't.
Is he complicit?
Because the kid doesn't have to go up there.
Hey, if the family would have sued, would they have won?
They technically did sue, and you know it. Like, you know.
No. Notre Dame handled that shit all up front. Well done by Notre Dame.
They just gave him a bucket of money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For sure. And then I just
like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what would have happened this time, but I don't feel that he's complicit in the murder. Just like.
I actually looked into this not long ago. The forklift, it said it had a warning label that said do not use over like 30 mile an hour winds, and the winds were forecast for 50 that day. So whose job is it to say? I don't want to touch this. I don't want to touch this subject. I really
okay. So the whole coaching
staff. I need to shut up.
Then whoever was on the coaching staff and everyone else is negligible for that. Then I know we're not talking about this, but then everyone
somebody's negligent. Did somebody kill the kid? No, nobody's a murderer. Nobody's accusing him of being a murderer.
Yes.
But he was a prick. He is a prick.
And that's why he's getting blamed for it.
And when he was at Notre Dame, I always made the joke because he's a prick.
Yeah, but he does have a very great record, and his wins speak for themselves. And that's all I'll say about that. But
his wins at LSU do not speak for themselves.
No, he's been
4-9 against top 25.
He's been middle of the road, and LSU pays more for middle of the road.
I got annoyed though about that though when he called spoil. It's like we paid you $100 million to spoil us. Like that's what the money's for.
Valid.
Spoil
and
us.
That's a valid point.
It's like you're spoiled. Yes, we want to stay spoiled. That's why we gave you all this money to keep us out of touch and to keep us in the happy zone. You know?
Yeah,
I failed.
Spoiled. That's why we are. That's why I'm telling you that I hate Ole Miss fans and want them to die. It's because we're spoiled. But yeah, like that's a fan base that thinks.
Disclaimer: Chip does not actually want them to die.
I wouldn't be against it today. I'd probably be like, oh, that sucks.
Hey, Brian Kelly's not a murderer, but Chip wants Ole Miss fans to die.
I mean, yeah, because I have fucking.
We need Zombie Bob bad, like real bad.
Zombie,
if you're in the bullpen, just give us a shout out.
Sorry, I don't know. I do not want Ole Miss fan. Like I said, I have friends that are Ole Miss fans. I have a friend that is a fake Ole Miss fan that claims he's an Ole Miss. That claims he isn't an Ole Miss fan. I don't know what you call it, but he's silent now again. By the way,
the silent Ole Miss fan.
Anyway,
do
we have any?
No, I'm sorry for getting upset about it. It's just I'm so pissed off about the loss. And yes, I think there's valid criticisms to Brian Kelly, and the reason why people don't like him because he yells at people on the sidelines, which is completely okay if you win.
Yeah, you can work an 8-hour day as a head football coach at LSU if you win every game.
Yeah.
Or not win every game if you go 10-2 and make the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. You can say
when you haven't won shit and you have a losing record against top 25 teams, you're under a microscope.
And you vaguely talk down to the fans and then call them spoiled. You always vaguely talk down to them, but then
he definitely talks down to the fans. He definitely
the spoiled moment is gonna when it's all said and done, the spoiled comment is gonna be the turning point of Brian Kelly's tenure. It's all downhill from this point forward.
Yeah,
I don't see how he recovers.
It's just how do you? It's like Dabo Swinney, like you said. Like, why? If you're gonna say that, you can't lose to Syracuse. If you're gonna call,
if you're gonna say that, you got to go beat Ole Miss.
You can't get your ass beat by a Ole Miss team that's
not good
and not good. Okay, like, and what I mean by LSU should be better than good with the talent they have on this team.
I agree.
Am I wrong? I don't care who's playing.
Not about that.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. You shouldn't get your ass beat. If you lost, there's a way you could lose that game, and I'm not as mad. But it was the way you lost.
Yeah, they doubled our yardage. You know, I mean,
it is. I don't care what anyone says. It worked out, so they're gonna tell us Lane Kiffin's great because I guess he's now not the guy who got fired on a tarmac at USC.
Well, the media loves Lane Kiffin. They're always going to prop him up because he always makes headlines, and so he gets clicks. He gets the media paid, so the media is always going to love him.
Yes, and then so what I was going to say though is it is stupid on your 40 to go for a fucking 4th and 3 with a minute and 45 left while the other team hasn't moved the football. Is it not? I don't care if it's this day and age. It is stupid to do that. It worked out for you, but you're throwing the ball. You're putting it in the hands of a bigger guy, a tight end. It's not a good fucking play. It wasn't a good play. It wasn't a smart move. And it's going to backfire on him just like it does every year. He's going to lose he's going to lose 3 games, maybe 4, because of some stupid play because he doesn't kick a field goal. Or he goes for it on 4th and 3 on his 45.
They showed a stat that Ole Miss
and LSU didn't make him pay for it. That's the problem.
Hold on, Chip. They showed a stat that Lane Kiffin actually goes for it this year less than any other coach in the SEC.
Well, good for it, but you went for that one, and that was stupid.
Listen, I criticized Les Miles for 13 years for not going for it against Alabama in 2012. So I love the call by Lane Kiffin in that situation.
I mean, but
you play to win the game, go win the fucking game.
Okay,
and he did.
But our thing was not mad at Les Miles for not going for it. It was 1st and 10 that he did bad on. It wasn't 4th and, because I think it ended up being 4th and 7. He ran the ball on 3rd and 7.
We ran the ball on 3rd and 7, but if we'd have thrown it on, I don't know what we ended up with.
Throw it on 3rd down, but you don't go for it on 4th and 3 on your own 50, close to your own 50, whenever the other team has a bad QB. You don't kick a field goal right there either. You fucking kick the fucking ball.
I think you go for it, win the game, and he did. So he's going to be the hero for that call. Not on that call. No, I said it wasn't a great play call. Like, it wasn't some genius play call. We busted the coverage.
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like that. And now, if it's on your 30, that's a different. It wasn't on the 30. It was on like the.
It was on the 36, I thought.
Oh, okay, well, that's not as bad. I thought it was on like the 45.
I think it was on the 36.
But regardless, LSU.
No, it was definitely within field goal range.
Yeah, but
because he was going to kick a field goal.
Yeah, but their field goal kicker can make a 60-yarder.
Yeah, there was never a discussion about a punt. It was all about a field goal or going for it.
So. Regardless, we didn't make them pay for it anyways. So
no, we busted the coverage. I mean, at least be competitive.
Wide open.
Have a player there.
The dude could have scored a touchdown.
works out. Well, it's late on the East Coast. We got to get Mark out of here.
Yeah, my bad, Mark. Sorry.
No problem.
Any other closing thoughts?
I think we're all set.
I think we went over everything. We'll be back on Wednesday with a possible special guest. We're working on it. Nothing's official yet. Am I right, Chip? Nothing's official yet, but we're working on it. You don't have to say right now.
I'm not.
It's not official yet.
I'm just looking. No, it's not official yet.
So, but we should be back on Wednesday, regardless if it's a special guest or not. It'll be Chip and Zombie Bob and myself. Mark, you're more than welcome, but I know it's late on the East Coast, so just let us know if you want to pop in or not.
Will do.
And make sure you get that Cantonese food to go.
Yeah,
and make sure you get some good crab rangoon on the way out.
The crab rangoon. I'll give it a try.
So
sorry for getting mad, guys.
No, that's what passion's all about. Love it. Best episode so far out of Chip, by far. All right, guys. We'll see y'all later. Gabe just now commented.